Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I'm your host, Pascal Mayala. Game 3 of the NBA Finals is in the history book. We're going to talk about it. But before we talk about it, Game 3 between the Celtics and the Mavericks, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you go to my YouTube channel, because I have a YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast, it will be uploaded after this podcast. Like, subscribe, notify, and leave your comment, because your comment means a lot to me. And you want to listen to this podcast, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, and so on, any platform you can find. Now that I said it, let's go. So Game 3 is in the bulk of the NBA Finals. Boston Celtics win 106 to 99. The game leader of the point, Jason Tatum with 31 points. 11 for 26 at the field goal, and 5 for 5 for the 3-point. But also that Jason Tatum had 6 rebounds, 5 steals, and 1 block. His partner in crime, Jaylen Brown, who also got a 30 point, 8 rebound, 8 assists, 1 block, shot for 12 for 22. Shot 2 for 9 in the 3-point, and 4 for 5 in the free throw line. Drew Holiday, even though Drew Holiday didn't have a perfect game, he had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Al Horford had 8 points. He started in the place of Kristaps Porzingis. Those who don't know, that Game 3 that Kristaps Porzingis is gone, not gone, but he's injured. So Al Horford did his job with the 8 point, 5 rebound, 2 assists, 2 steal, 1 block, with 3 under 6 on the field goal, 2 of 5 for the 3-point. Derek White, my bad, sorry. Also a great game. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 out of 10 at the field goal, 4 and 9 at the 3-point. 4-4 for the free throw line. So that's the box score for the Boston Celtics. On the other hand, the Dallas Mavericks. I said this for the Dallas Mavericks, that Game 3 they need to show up. All the players, Kyrie, not just it's Kyrie, but everybody need to contribute. If not just Luka and the MIA Kyrie Irving, who will disappear in Game 1, Game 2. Game 3 was a different story for for the team, even though they lost. But Kyrie Irving, 35 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 13 out of 28, shot 4 and 6 on the free throws, 5 for 5 on the free throw line. Luka Doncic, who, by the way, he was fouled out in the fourth quarter, had 27 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 11 for 27 in the field goal, 1-7 in the 3-point, and 4 and 4 for the free throw line. PJ Washington, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 3 and 9 in the field goal, 3 and 6 in the 3-point, and 4 out of 6 on the free throw. Derek Lively, 11 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, shot for 5 for 6 at the field goal, and 1 for 1 on the free throw line. What can I say about this Game 3? Remember when everybody, including myself, even on ESPN, any show talked about Kyrie MIA. MIA now. That he wasn't himself in game 1 and game 2. And game 3 he showed up. Even though with a lost. I thought that game 3 that Kristaps Porzingis is gone. And that the Dallas Mavericks will use the advantage to win the game. But unfortunately, it did not work like that. Because the first quarter, it was the Dallas Mavericks was leading by like 10, 11 points. And then slowly, the Boston Celtics was coming. Even though it was a tight game. It went back and forth like we expected. We expected that. And then in the first half, they were like 50 and 51 from the Mavericks. 51 for the Mavericks, 50 for the Boston Celtics. The second half was very, very interesting. The Boston Celtics was leading. Under the, let's say under the 5 minutes in the game, Jaylen Brown shot he shot 50 points in the third quarter by himself. And if you look at the total of that third quarter, because I saw something on X, formerly Twitter, that the Boston Celtics was leading 49 to 19. This is according to X, not me. It was X, so blame X, formerly Twitter, not me. And then the fourth quarter start. I mean, my goodness. If you would talk about leading, the Boston Celtics leading 91 to 70, something like that. 70. And then slowly the Maverick came back. I thought when they were coming back, I said, okay, maybe the Boston Celtics will crack and take the opportunity that the Dallas Mavericks could win this game without Kristaps Porzingis, and the Boston Celtics probably gonna crumble. And all of a sudden, suddenly, Luka Doncic fouled out in the sixth, probably under the 5 minute, it's like that. On Jaylen Brown driving, and he probably, I think I know what Luka was thinking. I think Luka, what he was doing, that when Jaylen Brown was driving, he was following a little bit and maybe fall out, that the ref could call it an offensive foul. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it worked. So Kyrie had to lead the team while Luka was sitting on the bench with his 6 fouls. And there was another play, believe me, that PJ Washington was making the screen to Kyrie Irving. Derrick White was following him. I think it was Drew Holiday, but I don't remember. But it was called offensive foul. I mean, you know what? I thought it was a bad call at first. When I rewatched it, The ref did a perfect call, in my opinion. So the game was this close right now. Right now, I look at the box score in the fourth quarter. The Mavericks were 29 to 21 from the Maverick. If Kyrie had shot at a three, I think it will be close. Or probably they will go to overtime, but it didn't happen. So the Celtics won. But I would say this for Kyrie. At least he showed up for game 3. I mean, game 1 and game 2, Kyrie Irving was MIA. Or we've been looking for Kyrie like APB, where he was. Or maybe because he got rattled by the Celtics fan, but which I can understand. But so far, he was APB. We couldn't find him. At least game 3, he showed up. Now let's listen what Team Allegro got to say about the Celtics, and then I'll let Stephen A. Smith do the talking on the next video. So let's listen.
To talk about the Boston third quarter, and we will. But that the whole fourth quarter just felt like it was mayhem. Can you make sense of it in some sort of coherent answer?
Yeah, well, it was
to what happened?
Yeah, incredibly bizarre. We're up there talking. I said to you, like as that comeback's taking place, I said I've never been so certain of what I was about to do on a touchscreen
Right.
as I was at the end of the third quarter, and then that happened. So let's just talk quickly. Third quarter, I've referenced Boston offensively all year as a buzzsaw. That was what it typifies what it looks like in the third quarter. Every single pass was purposeful. Now, Dallas contributed to it. There's no doubt. I could do a whole separate touchscreen on their defensive breakdowns during that stretch. But some of that is because you get demoralized to the point that you can't guard these guys. And that's what happened in the third quarter. It was tough shot making on some individual stuff, but more often than not, it was initial breakdown followed by the ability to get the ball out and get it around to that next guy. And every single guy that towed one up made one in that quarter. Just so impressive. I thought it was maybe the most impressive offensive quarter Boston's had in the postseason that I've seen. That's how good they were. And then the fourth, they got away from that. They got ISO heavy. They started playing a little bit almost frantic.
That was the word you used that I was going to
getting shots up. It was a very strange scenario at the exact same time that Dallas is converting everything at the other end. And here you go. We got a 3-point game, one possession game that I did not see coming at all. The way Dallas looked from a body language standpoint when that third quarter ended, I did not see that run happening, Scott, to get them back in the game. So as Derek White said, give Dallas credit for fighting back. Boston contributed to that with their offense, though.
If you told either of us at 8:15 or whatever, when the game jumps, that Boston's going to have an 8-minute stretch in the fourth where they score 2, you're going to say they get dump trucked. But it was a 35-19 third, virtuoso stuff. More to come with you on that and the touch.
You heard what Tim Legger has said, and I gotta agree. Let's give Dallas Maverick some credit, because I mean I thought they're gonna be like disappeared. I'll be honest with you, even though in the lost, but we got to applaud the Dallas Maverick to coming back. Now they're down 3-0 now. The 0-3 against the Dallas against the Boston Celtics. You know, do you think they will come back like a 3-0 league like the Cleveland Cavaliers there against the Golden State Warriors? No, I don't think so. Do I think this series over? Probably so. But I already got my broomstick right now. If Game 4 the Boston Celtics does not show up, get ready for a sweep. Because I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that the Boston Celtics will go 3-0 against the Dallas Mavericks. But let's give also credit to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And people, yes, a lot of people criticize Jason Tatum because, he doesn't show up in the playoff. He does show up, but in this particular case, he doesn't, because now he has help. He got a lot of help now, and also his partner in crime, Jaylen Brown. I think he will win the Finals MVP. I don't see Jason Tatum. I'm probably gonna see Drew Holiday, but Jaylen Brown will be the final MVP. If the game has ended right now in 3, right now, the final MVP will go to Jaylen Brown. Now let's listen to Stephen A. Smith's take of the game 3 right now. Let's listen to what he's got to say.
Gave it to them. I'm certainly not going to take it away from them. We saw what we saw from the entire team, particularly without the services of Porzingis. We get all of that. I got 2 people that I'm targeting in terms of who I'm disappointed with. Tim Hardaway Jr. played 19 minutes. When I say a donut, I mean you didn't even have a foul.
But he's been out of the rotation.
What did I just say, Malika? He didn't even have a foul. Not a foul. 0 fouls. I mean, that's just a pathetic performance. Let's get that out the way. I'm not that high on Luka's performance tonight. I know he had 27, but it was on 27 shots. Let me also highlight this. Paul George, you know this. Pace matters. Pace of play matters. Rhythm matters. Kyrie is flowing. He's getting to his spots when he wants. He's hitting threes. He's hitting floaters in the lane, pull-ups in the lane, etc. And then Luka's holding on to the ball and dribbling and holding it on entirely too much. The only thing he did more than hold on to the ball was argue with the refs all night. And no wonder he fouled out. And so I'm like, listen, Luka is sensational. He's great. This was not his shining moment. He had something to do with them losing this game tonight. Give the ball to Kyrie. Give it to Kyrie. Give it to him.
Drive, and Kyrie should have had the ball in those situations.
Yes.
Do you think that this is going to be a sweep?
It's over. It's over. I got my broomstick.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith got to say. And now, you know what? I totally agree 100% what he said. I mean, and I didn't mention that. I didn't know where Stephen A. Smith would go. I think he brought up Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway, Jr. He had a donut. You know what? You know what? I did not brought up his name because I know Stephen A. Smith is going to say something about his name. And he had 0 points. Yes, I'll agree, Malika, that he was a rotation. I get that. But when you got your 2-star, it's not always Kyrie and Luka and maybe PJ Washington. They have to score a lot of points. Everybody have to contribute. So, to me, this is one of the critics I have with that. And also, I will criticize Luka Doncic because I didn't talk about criticism of him yet. But I will criticize him that Luka is holding too much the ball. I tweeted out. I tweeted out to Ashley Nicole Moss on her ex former Twitter that he's hugging the ball too much. He's a hugger. And that you have a point guard of Kyrie Irving, give it the ball to Kyrie. Let him facilitate for once. Even though he's a scoring first, but let him have the ball. And that's my criticism about Luka. He's a ball hogger. You know what? If he continues like that in game 4, get ready to get your broom, people. Your broomstick. and it's going to be a sweep. I don't wish a sweep, but unfortunately, it's going that direction. So it's probably going to be a sweep. Now let's listen to what Luka Doncic got to say after the loss against the Boston Celtics.
Every time they draw it, basically call a foul. So I try to be better. Gotta get better.
Middle here.
Blake Elliott, 105 through the fan. Luka, just take us through right here. Just take us through your emotions when you foul out of the game and you see your team trying to fight back into it.
Man, yeah. We had a good chance. We were close. Just didn't get it. I wish I was down there.
Any other questions for Luka? Got Tim right here, first row.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Luka, what did you think of the whistles that went against you in the fourth quarter?
I mean, I don't know. We couldn't play physical, so I don't know. I don't want to say nothing, but 6 foul in the NBA Finals. I'm like this. Come on, man. Better than that.
So you hear what Luka got to say about it. I'll agree that I thought personally that it should have been called offensive foul on Jaylen Brown, I'll be honest with you. And yes, there's nothing you can do about it, You just sit there and watch. And also, I just want to say this before we continue. Listen to what people, the ESPN, gotta say. There was also a moment when the Boston Celtics had a ball, and I think somebody, I don't know who, but somebody tried to hit Jason Tatum. I thought that should have been a foul. If the people know what I'm talking about, you can look at it. You can look at the highlights. So that's all I gotta say about that. Let's listen what Brian Windhorst got to say after the game.
This is their first time on this stage. Luka and Kyrie combined for actually more than Tatum and Brown did, but Luka fouls out late. I just wonder your reaction to that whole sequence.
Yeah, I thought it was perfect that Luka fell onto the ground there in an unacceptable position to put himself in with 4 minutes left with 5 fouls, and then immediately looks at the bench and says, "You better bleeping challenge it," as if it's the bench's fault that he just made a terrible play. I'm standing here in the Mavericks tunnel. Over there is the Celtics tunnel. That's where the winners are. If Luka's ever going to be a winner coming out of this tunnel here, he is going to have to use what's happened in this finals as a learning experience. His defensive performance is unacceptable. He is a hole on the court. The Celtics are attacking him. They are ahead in this series because they have attacked him defensively. And you've got a situation here where Luka is complaining about the officiating. They have begged him. They have talked with him. They have pleaded with him. He is costing his team because of how he treats the officials. He's a brilliant player. He does so many things well. They are here because of how he did. His performance in this game is unacceptable, and the reason why the Mavericks are not going to win. He's got to get over this. And the fact that he came out after the game and blamed the officials showed me he's nowhere close yet. So maybe over the summer, somebody will get to him, because nobody with the Mavericks or anybody else in his life has. And that's where the Mavericks are at this point. They're never going to get to this tunnel with the trophy if he doesn't improve those aspects of his game.
So you hear what Brian Windhorst got to say, and you know what? I didn't realize it that he was No, I didn't realize it after the 6-5 that he was yelling at his teammate and the bench that to challenge it. Well, you know what? I agree with Brian Windhorst. I mean, anybody should take the blame is Luka himself. Because Luka have been complaining about the referees for a long since he came to the league, and for that it's unacceptable. For that, something has to change. Somebody has to call out Luka that he's complaining on the ref is too much, and that Luka has to look himself in the mirror. If they get swept on, I believe they replaced Saturday for Game 4. I believe Friday or Saturday, but I believe it's Saturday. If in Game 4, Luka is still complaining about the ref, he's still gonna complain about his teammate. I don't think he deserved to win. I don't think he deserved to be mentioned in the conversation. And everybody's gonna blame him. And yes, you are gonna be blamed. The star always gonna be blamed for good reason or bad reason. So Luka, I don't know if you listen to this podcast. If you do, God bless you. If you do, look yourself in the mirror and stop complaining about the referee. Because I'll be honest with you, I had it with you complaining about the referee. Yes, are the referee are perfect? No. But stop complaining about the referee and play your game. Right now you're down 0-3. If you get swept, I'm gonna blame you for that. So that's what I gotta say about that. But let's listen what Doris Burke and JJ Redick gotta say for after Game 3.
Dallas is able to fight back, but how does Boston absorb an 8-minute stretch where they only score 2 points and still win this game?
Listen, Scott, this has been a team that's much maligned for its inability to close in these types of moments. And remarkably, Jason Tatum goes 1 for 5. He was brilliant through the first 3 quarters, but once again, Drew, Derek, and Jalen, this has been about the team for the Boston Celtics all year long. And I keep harping on it. There were 2 drives late where Derek White forced Kyrie back to his left hand. They were game-changing defensive stops in a sequence of plays that were game-changing, but incredible team effort.
JJ, this Boston team now, in 49 of the 99 games it has played this year, has had at least a 20-point lead. In the end, all they care about is they're up 3-0. But I feel like this is who they've been all year, and we keep coming back to this point as well, don't we, JJ? Boston's demonstrated from October until June that they're the best team. We shouldn't be surprised whether they have to sort of hang on for dear life or if they roll. Am I right?
You're 100% right, and I said this during the game. You have to trust what you do, and the Boston Celtics have trusted their system all season long. The reason they've had those leads, Scott, is because they're elite at shooting threes and they're elite at getting them up. And the reason they've been so good defensively is because they trust in Joe Mazzulla's game plan. It's such a small thing what Doris brought up, getting Kyrie back to his left hand, forcing him to his left hand into a tough contested shot. How about Al Horford at the end of the game, trusting your guy on an island against Kyrie Irving? Great contest on a tough fall away. I'll say this again, Jaylen Brown, in the second half of this basketball game, and the way he's played, particularly in the conference finals and finals, this is peak Jaylen Brown.
You heard what he said, JJ Redick and Doris Burke said about the Boston Celtics. This is what they've been. This is who they are. For the season to the playoff. I mean, This is the Boston Celtics. And like I said, Al Horford, give him credit. He was 38 years old. And he played this type of way like this in any game. Let's see if he played that like that in game 4. I'm not saying he's going to win the final MVP. I'm going to say he will win the best X factor of the team. Because the way he did it and the way he's done it in the finals, I cannot say enough great thing about him. So kudos to Al Horford and Jaylen Brown. Like I said, if he continue to play like that, and they win the series, the final MVP will go to him, regardless of what people think. And he's playing with a chip on the shoulder. Remember, he wasn't even selecting an All-NBA team. So he had a chip on his shoulder. So that's what I'm gonna say about that for today. I'm not gonna read the team stat. I think we already know. If you can read the team stat about yourself on ESPN. But for now on, I would say thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you want to follow me on social media, follow me on X, formerly Twitter, at Belly versus PMM, or Instagram Pascal_Mayala_15. On Thread, the same thing, Pascal_Mayala_15. And you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music. And after this, I will upload it on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. You can listen to this podcast if you don't have time to listen on your phone. You can watch it on YouTube. And I want you guys to do me a favor: like, subscribe, notify, and leave your comment. So until now, see you next time.